We sure do appreciate you being at the library today and observing such patient silence. Gosh, I don't know if we deserve that, but we'll take it. We're happy to have Ryan Gould back on the stand-up bass, J.D. Penway on the hot guitar, Eric Hoken in here. And let's see about giving y'all some good music. I'd like to do a song that was in a movie many moons ago, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre #3. And this is one that ran at the end, titles there. It's one called The Wolf at Night. E minor, gentlemen. Tuesday night's kind of my night at Flipnotics, where I get to be the band leader and call the tunes, and a lot of the tunes I made up myself, and JD is the rhythm guitar and lead guitar, and Ryan is the stand-up bass player, and we played together for several years now, and the guys are just great, and they've learned the tunes, and they got a nice spark about them. I really enjoy the guys, and so I feel like we have our little scout team of musicians who can go running and they can run with me.
The way I think about the hip replacements is it's a real frontline group. It's very often very high energy, and it kind of requires that everybody in the band be on our toes musically for the cues we're going to get from Eric, and also obviously for the variety of music that we're called upon to play. Now, there's a lot of give and take, as you've seen in some of the performances we've been to. There's a lot of trading around, there's a lot of playing together, there's a lot of playing off one another. So that's what I mean, we just have to be alert and sort of keep our eyes and ears. And we look to Eric for a lot of that stuff. And over time, Ryan and I have gotten used to expecting certain things in certain places. And so we have those landmarks that are there for us all the time, but you know, a lot of the music is still off the cuff, and Eric's always introducing new music. So I always feel like I need to bring my A game when I play with Eric.
Eric had been playing at Flips for years before JD and I came along.
I've been playing Flipnotics on and off for the last 15 years, probably.
I think I remember hearing that he started playing at Flips when Flips opened.
Ryan and JD had been in town for a year or so, and I was starting to hear them playing out, and JD actually, when he came from Utah scouting Austin and checking it out, I met him then.
Blue Corn, one of his tunes, and I introduced myself, and when I came back, gosh, a couple of months later to sort of get an apartment and everything, he remembered who I was, and so it was kind of a lucky connection that way.
He was doing more finger picking at the time, and I remember thinking, like, you know, if that guy played with a pick, I could probably get him in on some stuff.
I ended up playing with this other band called Shorty Long, in which Ryan played too. And by that time I had started to learn to use a pick again, so some time passed, Eric saw me playing with Shorty Long and thought...
And there's JD playing with a pick, and I was like, oh, why didn't anybody tell me?
JD started playing pretty regularly with him on the Tuesday night gig, which at the time was a trio. It was a drummer and a bassist, and he added JD. And then Terry, the bass player, went out of town on the road, and I just subbed, and I was only supposed to sub into the gig. I was just gonna do the gig for 6 weeks. And it turned out that I just started doing the gig every week. Didn't mean to steal the gig.
So basically, I was forming an extension of the original trio. Playing as a trio is just fine and dandy with me too. It's one of my favorite groupings to have a box guitar, or acoustic guitar, even if it's a jazz guitar, and stand-up bass, and myself playing fiddle and guitar. I love that pairing. Is it called pairing if you have more than 2 people? But so that's how I got with the guys, and they play in other groups, and they have their own projects too, so, you know, we even play together in different units sometimes. That was a lot of fun. And the name Hip Replacements, it just sort of popped up on one of the gigs or something. And that's kind of almost like an inside joke. If you've been a band leader, and one of the things a band leader will go through is that you have to get musicians to play, and sometimes it's not always the same group. So you're gonna need replacements. Well, you want good replacements, you want cool guys, you want hip replacements. And so the word popped up. So we got a kick out of that, and that's a sense of humor. And, you know, some people don't get it if you say, well, I call the group the Hip Replacements. They might be identifying, like, I don't even think about the hip.
So I got a little tune here, folks.
We're gonna play my favorite game called Stump the Band.
If there's a song that we don't normally play, or a new song that he's written or introducing, that's what we call Stump the Band. He just puts the chart down, and it's something that Ryan and I have not played before, or maybe once.
These guys haven't even seen that chart. They haven't played it. They haven't heard it.
And I hardly haven't either, because it was just made up a few days ago.
And so I was so excited about it. I threw the guys the chart and gave them 10 seconds of music and instruction and talking, and then we went at it. The guys did good on it too.
So this is a tune we're just recording with Flat Top Jones, and it goes a little bit like this.
I'm sure we'll continue to play at Flipnotics for as long as they'll have us, which hopefully will be a long time. What I would hope that would happen, I guess, is that I would love for more people to see Eric and JD. I think they're great musicians, and they really deserve to be, to be heard. So it would be nice to move into a bigger place, to have more people see us. But then again, it's really comfortable, it's really intimate in there, and we're already doing what we want to do. I don't know that, I don't feel like I'm missing out on a whole lot of anything because we're playing in that room. I think the people that come there they walk out feeling better than when they walked in, and it's kind of what I'm there for. So I feel like I'm doing my job. So looking towards the future. The future is like tonight at 9:30 when we start playing, and I get to make people happy. It's a perfect world, at least for me.